Hey, that's Kat from Winged Saber Historical Fencing, bouncing around doing footwork, her second true love. The first is coffee. See that grin? That's someone who adores footwork. So Kat doesn't know it, but I'm actually going to teach Kat to grapple this morning. Kat hates grappling. So Kat, could you raise your arms out to the side so we can get a sense of your general build? Kat has an absolutely terrible build for a grappler. She's short in the torso, long in the limbs. In fact, Kat and I have almost the same reach, and I've got like 5 inches on her, 4 inches, something.
Some number.
A significant number, okay? Her torso, even though we have the same reach, her torso, I can speak English, is small enough that on the off chance when something happens and she has to borrow a fencing jacket, she instantly swims in it. So, when should Kat be grappling?
Never.
Great. 19th century fencers are not using fencing as an excuse to get into grappling range. Fencing is not how you start wrestling. Now, if you're an armored person, wrestling makes a lot of sense. It's hard to cut somebody in armor, but you can absolutely throw someone who's in armor, and once they're on the ground, they're a lot less of a problem. So, for Harnischfechten, for other contexts, that makes a lot of sense. But when you can be cut like a cucumber with 20 inches of blade simply because somebody moulineed and rotated, it's a different affair. So, Katsan.
Yes.
Could you go slightly over this way? I want to make sure you're in frame. How far does the frame go? Okay, so frame goes all the way out over to the yoga mat. So you can actually stand on the yoga mat this way.
Okay.
All right, so Kat's going to come at me, and I'm going to cover in fourth, or our parry one. And she's going to come in, she's going to lunge, because she sees all this shoulder available. This is highly artificial, okay? So she goes, and she lunges. Yay! And I just parried too. Yay! And I just took my hand and turned that very, very gently, because Kat has wrist problems. So Judgy McJudgy face out there, we're being very careful with Kat's wrists. And then, you get the point?
Yay.
Did you get the point?
Yes, in my ribs.
Yes. Okay, so let's watch this again. Slightly less artificially, but still somewhat artificially constrained space, delicate wrists. So I've set up over here, there's a big hole, Kat's going to cut to. When you grab the saber, it's at that point they let go of the saber, but we're not letting them let go of the saber. We're just taking the hand. And now we have a thrust in opposition. And at that point, they start doing weird leany things because they really don't want to fall on that point. Psychologically, unless you've been doing this for a long time, falling on that even when you know it's soft and squishy just tells everything in your body that's designed for your survival, no, 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 no. True or false?
Facts.
Facts. Okay, so how does this work? Let me show you how it doesn't work. Okay, come get me.
How doesn't it work?
How doesn't it work? So Kat's gonna come get me. I cannot do this technique. Why can I not do this technique?
Why?
It no worky. I'm too far away. And here's one of the things that makes our system different than the sighted systems, okay? I once had a great talk with a guy named Andras in Poland, also trained in the lineage. And we were just laying out what's different about this system, one of which is constrained space. You had guys who trained cavalry, but also were expected to be able to fight on foot, especially because of World War I, 50% plus, you were going to be on foot. What if you have a trench? I can't manage distance per se, so instead we do something different. Katsan, cut one, please.
What?
I just got offline. I got offline because Kat's going to come after me. Okay, set up for fencing. Come get me. Stop. If Kat's going to attack me, she pretty much has to come towards me, right? I can rely on her to come to me when attacking. Go backwards. Now, attack me without coming to me. Yeah, now we're down to Hundfeld and others throwing rapiers, right? Was it Hundfeld? It's been a hot minute since I've gone through and reviewed the rapier texts. I was a manuscript grabber for long sword texts, not rapier texts. So if she's gonna come towards me, and I'm gonna turn my body to face the blow, in grappling terms, I now have a giant hole over here where I have no balance. I have created a structure that wants to go this way and does not want to go that way. And you can test this for yourself. Stand like this, turn, and you'll feel, oh, I have a direction I want to fall. Especially if I'm now waving a big weighty variable. So Katsan, set up, and cat goes to attack, and I get off the line. Can I grapple her from here? Yes. Do I want to? Hell no. But I've stolen space. So that becomes really, really easy, right? Bing, done. Now, same concept against cut 2. Cat comes in. Oh, this is an easy reach now. So when your attacker comes in to face you, shift off the line. And then this becomes the easiest thing on earth. This is the grapple taught by the overwhelming majority of 19th century fencing manuals and instructors and cadet programs and the whole 9 yards. And that's for several reasons. 1 is it's safe. 2 is it's safe. 3 is it's safe. Does Cat want to wrestle me from here? Does Cat want to grab at my saber and get into a wrestling match from there? You've got another hand. What would your left hand do to help you survive here?
I could try slapping that down.
Yay,
And
how's
then I
that
get
working?
stabbed in the thigh instead of the belly.
Right, because I've got her skeleton. So wrestlers, structure mavens, internalists, small circle jiu-jitsu players, you know what I've got here when I have a point of contact here, and a point of contact here, and a point of contact here, and a point of contact here. Okay?
Give me back my skeleton.
I've got 4 points of contact here. Any small circle guy watching this is now giggling with glee for how many things can be done to Cat's skeleton. Okay?
Yay, my skeleton.
Yay, your skeleton is free. We don't want to get into a wrestle fight in a context for our lineage that's designed for, hey, there's multiple attackers. And while we're busy wrestling, some other scared jackass with a bayonet just runs both of us through.
Oof.
Aims for me, probably hits you or clocks you in the process because people are rolling around in your thrust mists. So, cat's up. Because I'm going to cut 2. You're going to let me come into the space and you're going to go offline. Boom. And now you grab my hand. Yep, come on up, exactly how you did it, and turn my point down. Does this suck for you?
I mean,
It's unfamiliar. Does it suck for me?
perhaps.
And are you in a mechanically strong, natural position now with your arm?
I think so.
And if you pull on my sword hand, what happens? Uh-oh. And I don't have a whole lot I can do. Now, Judgy McJudgy face out there will look and go, there were lots of little structural things wrong with that. Yes, there are. We have a constrained space. We're not, in fact, doing this in a competitive manner with a lot of gear on. But trust and believe, there are senior fencers, I can name them and I won't, who are so goddamn sick of me spamming this move on them because they do lunge and recover systems. And the act of lunging means a committed attack, that after a certain point they start getting actually afraid to lunge. And no, Corey, it's not you. I don't do this one to you. Corey's this tall. I'm absolutely not getting into grappling range with a guy who's that tall if I can help it. But there are other people and I do. And it works a charm. It turns into a grappled thrust in opposition. This is straight out of the manuals. It is a great move. And practicing it will force you to do something really, really important. Go ahead, cut.
2.
I turn my body to face the blow. Oh, look. The parry is really easy when I turn my body to face the blow. This is how we block. It's not turn my body to face the blow and run away. This is the sided game. I'm manipulating distance. Our lineage doesn't presume you have that luxury. It's awesome if you can. Thank you, kind commenter on YouTube who remarked at how much people were manipulating distance at St. George's Day. We appreciate every little Hardy star we get, but that's not really our game. Our game is to manipulate position. So make the same cut. If I'm here, right, this is merely one of a smorgasbord of options, starting with, and he stepped. And the stepping itself
Blurred.
will already tear enough of all of this across the clavicular junction here. Haven't even had to move the arm yet. If I actually let her take this space away from me, because yay winning, and this is up here, notice how bent I am, how I'm pulled back. Stand still, I'm not going to hurt you, I promise. This is the version in alignment. By keeping my tip in the center where it's supposed to be, rather than coming out into the sided version of third and fourth. Do you get the point? No, because I'm out of alignment. Now you get the point. I'm going to pick your nose. Okay, so this also, David in Idaho, is part and parcel of parry 1, cut 2, parry 2, cut 1. You have to use the turning of the body to help you get off the line easily and fluidly, okay? You have to be able to learn to move from here, so it's not a case of this is a big, slow, dumb movement. If I dance like Club White Boy, that is a big, dumb, slow movement. But if I learn to use my waist for power, this is no bigger or more demanding a movement than this is. This is no bigger or more demanding a movement than this is. So use your basics, look at your basics. When you're having trouble with technique, it's because of something in your fundamentals. So what do you think about grappling? Could you do that again?
If I remembered that it was an option available, I could probably do it.
Meaning if we practice it a bunch?
Yes.
Okay. It's especially apt for parry 2. Because human beings aren't symmetric, and parry 2 puts your weapon side forward against their weapon side in a way that here, the geometry is not as favorable. But for 2, this is cake. This is wonderful. It's also where a sided fencer is going to come in a lot. Because they're going to go, here's your inside line, I'm going to hit it. You're going to cover that. They're going to go, no, fooled you, hee hee. And that's where your emergency block turns into a, hi, here I am. And the better you can steal into their space, the more easy this technique gets. All right, have fun. Go do the thing. Only a little grapplingly. That's a word. According to true facts I just made up. I think they call that B-roll. Is that what B-roll is?
I think that's B-roll, yeah.
Okay. We've got more videos and content coming, so if you liked what you saw and it was useful for you, please stab the like button, /subscribe, and punch the little bell icon so that you're notified immediately when new content comes available. Thanks, and go do the thing.